Then it's go. Hi Murli, good evening.
Hi Anup, good evening to you. How are you doing?
I am doing good. It has been a long time. We spoke and we see each other after so many years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So Murli, what I wanted to do was have a conversation with you. Uh, I am now on my own, and one of the services that I'm offering to my customers is, creating a cybersecurity culture,
Hmm.
right? And while cybersecurity is most talked about topic, especially in cybersecurity, this COVID-19 situation, what we are also understanding from our various interactions is it is more of a technology bit of cybersecurity that gets discussed.
Hmm.
However, the people who are using the technology uh, in the course of working in the organization, they get limited enablement and support when it comes to creating a cybersecurity posture, right?
Hmm.
So, in my various interactions with CIOs and chief security officers of other companies, it is becoming more and more evident that cybersecurity is not just the technology bit of it. There is a lot to be done on the people side of it as well, right? So, what I wanted to start with was first of all, welcome you for this discussion
Hmm.
and maybe give you a minute or so if you can briefly introduce yourself so that people who are watching this video know about you. And then we can get into the question answer session.
Okay. Well, to introduce myself, was my name already been introduced by Anup. I'm Mukli Menon. I'm Chief Security Officer for Atos India and Global Delivery Center India. And I spent around more than 12 years in Atos and was responsible for the first implementation of information security management system in the organization. And I was also given various responsibilities like CSO for India, Middle East, and Africa, and CSO for other GDCs. I am qualified ISO 27A auditor, and my passion is mentoring young people uh, and bringing interest in them in information security.
Okay, Murli, thank you so much. For the benefit of the viewers, it is also important to know that Murli has been also, in his past, he has been associated with Indian Navy for a very long time before joining the corporate life with Atos. So we need to understand that he has been a commissioned officer for Indian Navy for a long time. So thank you, Murli, for introducing yourself. My first question or the viewpoint I want to understand from you is take your view was when this whole COVID thing started, and I know Atos is a very large organization. You would have supported work from home immediately as soon as the governments in various countries declared lockdowns. So what are some of the learnings of that phase where you had to immediately move into a work from home mechanism, and what were the implications on it from a cybersecurity perspective?
Sure, Anup. As you know, that from the cybersecurity perspective, there has been a spike in phishing attacks, um, mail spams, or ransomware attacks. Attackers have been using COVID-19 as a bait to impersonate different brands or services, thereby, misleading employees and customers, etc. So the result of these are increase in number of infected personal computers and phones. In addition to the businesses who were being targeted by this malicious entities, end users who downloaded COVID-19 related applications were also being deceived into downloading the ransomware, disguised as a legitimate, source. So, from that perspective, there were few things that occurred. Enhanced security risk from remote working, learning. That means, mostly other than the companies, you see, from learning point of view, for children who were, operating from home, online, uh, with their school, even they were, subject to the attacks. And organizations' unpreparedness uh, may also would have led to security, let's say, misconfiguration of certain VPN network that could have, exposed uh, DDoS attacks,
Hmm.
distributed denial of service. And in many cases, because of the shortage of time, the sufficient number of PCs or laptops were not available. So, providing those um, were really cumbersome task, and people could have, used personal computers, right,
Yeah.
which is not plugged in properly with required security products or security features.
Hmm.
The second part is likely delay, in cyber attack detection and response. Why? Because during pandemic, people stopped going to the office, and who would who would be doing the services on the server, right? Who would take care of the patches and other things, right? So there was a delay detection of the cyber attacks, and that happens when continuous monitoring doesn't take place, right? Then incursion of cyber criminals, right? Pandemic has introduced new challenges of job security. As you have seen, a lot of people have, lost their jobs during COVID,
Hmm.
and due to this, which was actually their livelihood,
Yeah.
to this, people have resorted to try and try and earn easy money through some malicious activities.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Some people have lost business, so they started this as a business. Then impact on physical security, like there was an office setup before. People used to go to office, and everybody may not have a luxurious home or a space to sit and work. So people would have, I mean, have worked, in public places, which is
Hmm.
unsecured, right?
Correct.
And had worked on confidential data, sensitive data, etc.
Right.
Then the other thing, learning point was on BCP part. We only knew that crisis management, okay, when there is a cyclone or there is a flood,
Hmm.
a crisis management team gets constituted. But nobody knew that a pandemic that took for such a long duration, they would have to experience.
Right.
So the BCP, business continuity plan, had to be revisited. That what are the needs that need to be looked into, the requirements basic from the customer point of view, from the organization point of view, from the employee point of view, etc. And the risk assessment had to be reviewed from the pandemic perspective, because start point we knew when pandemic started, but there was no end point,
Yeah.
and we didn't know that how long it is going to take.
Correct.
The
Correct.
last part is cybersecurity, position or posture, what we would be taking post COVID-19. You know, uh, with this long duration of lockdown period and offices being shut and people working from home, many of the companies have cut down their business. Okay, and there has been a deliberate concept of savings that got introduced, right? Whether in terms of the air conditioning or whether in terms of electricity, uh, rent of the building, right? And many other areas, cafeteria expenses, and so on, right? So these are the things that came as an experience and as a learning value.
Okay. Yeah, I think one experience that I had been through when we got into this was we had to almost tell our procurement head to relook at our facility utilization and look at consolidation of spaces, and obviously, reuse that saving to create a more robust remote working infrastructure and measures around that. So
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, yeah.